How I wish that there were more than the 24 hours in the day. 'Cause even if there were 40 more, I wouldn't sleep a minute away. Oh, there's blackjack and poker and the roulette wheel, a fortune won and lost on every deal. All you need's a strong heart and nerves of steel. And Viva Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas with your neon flashing and your one-hand bandage crashing. All our hopes down the drain. Viva Las Vegas, turning day into nighttime, turning night into daytime. If you see it once, you'll never be the same again.
Hello, this is going to be the longest video we ever make. We thought it was worth it to share our Cliff Notes guide to visiting Vegas. Okay, for our first pro tip. If you have leftover cold pizza in a room, you can use a hairdryer to heat it up. No? Of course we're just kidding, but I'm betting a couple of you out there are going to try that one. One of the best feelings in the world is beginning your descent into fabulous Las Vegas, especially if you are flying in at night when you can see the strip all lit up. It won't take very long for you to figure out why so many of us just keep going back. Okay, let's get into the planning and preparation for your trip. Spring and fall are generally the best times to visit, when the pools are open and the temperature is usually between 70s and 80s. Vegas is exhausting and just about everything takes longer than expected. As you embark upon your Vegas journey, you will learn it is a city full of distractions. Do not overplan. And always give yourself extra time to explore the countless hidden treasures. Speaking of not overplanning, whenever we go for more than 3 days, we always schedule a pool day, with no plans at all. Years ago, I thought this was a terrible way to spend a vacation day in Vegas. But as exhausting as Las Vegas is, I now look forward to our pool days. Even if you don't end up spending the entire day at the pool, you're able to relax and mosey around as you please. When you are booking your experiences, keep in mind the rides, outdoor shows, and views are all the better at night when you can see the city all lit up in all its splendor.
Prior to our trip, we always ask our local bank for a brick of $2 bills, which is 100 $2 bills. They are often brand new and in sequential order. Most people we come across seem to appreciate the gesture. We have found that for the most part, we seem to get better cocktail service. You'll want to have tip money on you for the bellmen, housekeepers, and waitresses. You don't have to worry about having a wad of $1 bills though, because all the casinos have bill breaker machines. These bill breaker machines usually serve as ATMs as well. The ATM fees are always ridiculous at the casino. I used an ATM at the Cosmopolitan last February and the ATM fee was $12. This would be in addition to any fees your bank may charge. If you're just planning on going to a bank unexpectedly, they are scarce. One way to get around the ATM fee is to deposit your money into the MGM Sports app and then withdraw some money at any of the MGM Sports books without any fees. You can play apps for discounted or free drinks, food, shows, and rooms. Apps we play are MyKonomi, MGM Live, Pop, MyVegas, and MyVegas Facebook slots. We also play MyVegas Bingo and MyVegas Blackjack, which can be more time-consuming. Earning enough points for some rewards really is a breeze. Some of the apps even give you points for just having the app open in your device. Last but not least, the Wynn slots is much more of a grind than the rest. But we still play it because the Wynn Hotel is breathtaking.
You may be enticed to save a few dollars and stay off the strip, but just don't do it. You definitely want to stay on the strip and book directly with the hotel. One of the great things about Vegas is that you can walk so many places regardless of where you are on the strip. Not only are you going to spend more money and time Ubering to the strip, there will be no chance of getting caught for any part of your hotel bill at the end of your trip. You will also hear plenty of people say that your room does not matter because you're barely going to spend any time in it. Still, there's a vast disparity when you are encompassed in a finer ambience, and don't underestimate having a better bed and shower. We always book any decent deal to lock up a place to stay, and then just keep an eye out for a better deal. Most hotel reservations allow you to cancel or change up to days before your trip. But be very aware that hotel prices skyrocket on weekends, It's not unusual for the price of a Friday night to cost you double the same room for 4 nights if you checked in on a Monday. Not only does staying Sunday through Friday save you considerably, but the Strip is substantially less crowded. This usually translates to less traffic and less waiting. If you are someone who likes to avoid crowds, then wake up early. We try to do this and maybe catch the sunrise. We usually wander around in our comfy clothes until we head back to the room to take a nap, and wake up in the evening when Vegas is about to light up. Just about all the hotels on the Strip are safe and clean. Yes, you can get some of these dirt cheap, but it's really worth it to pony up some cash for the nicer properties, if you can get them under $200 a night. You can stay in some of the nicest hotels in the world for $150 to $250. You'll be getting better service, restaurants, and most importantly, a better crowd. Don't forget about those pesky resort fees and taxes when researching your rates. The Cosmopolitan is our favorite because of the drink service, shorter walks, and balcony views. There are not many upgrades I'm willing to pay for, but the balcony view at the Boulevard Tower is a no-brainer. The top tier of hotels would include the Encore, Wynn, Aria, Vidara, Palazzo, Venetian, Waldorf Astoria, and the Bellagio. All of these have been my favorite at one time or another, for various reasons. If you are looking for a peaceful place to relax and sleep, the Waldorf and Vidara do not have casinos, shopping, or entertainment. Both are minutes from all the action and excellent places to stay.
The next tier would be Resorts World, Mandalay Bay, Caesars, Paris, Park MGM, Sahara, and the Mirage, which will soon be the Hard Rock. This shirt is from Resorts World. And it says, "Stay fabulous." If it had a better location and just some better service, it could have easily creeped into our top tier of hotels. If you're a Hilton Gold, you get a $50 credit per day for food at the Waldorf Astoria, Resorts World, Alara, Hilton Grand, and at the Virgin, even if that is a bit off the Strip. Not to mention, you can also use Hilton points and rewards at these properties. The great thing about the yearly Hilton Aspire free night is that it has to be redeemed on the weekend when the rates are the highest. We always use it at the Waldorf and use the $50 credit at the Sky Bar. We thought Crockford's would give our Hilton King a run for its money, but after staying at the new resort, it's still an easy choice for us. The bottom tier, which are perfectly fine, would include Bally's, Cromwell, Excalibur, Flamingo, Harrah's, Link, Luxor, MGM Grand, New York, Planet Hollywood, and Treasure Island. I would avoid staying at Circus Circus, Tropicana, Casino Royale, and the Strat.
When it comes to packing, we will start with our carry-on book bags. I love the OGIO bags. They are durable, last for years, and they are loaded with pockets. I've always loved the sturdy sunglasses compartment most of them have. Another biggie are my comfy Sony over-the-ear headphones. Some Enya or Beach House helps knock me out for the trip, especially if there is a loud conversation going on or a crying baby. I don't even wait for the onboard announcements to get to sleep. Speaking of sleep, our king-size pillow takes up about 80% of that OGIO book bag, and it's worth it every single flight. Sometimes we will just put the pillow between us to stabilize it. Funny thing is, our pillows are from the Aria and Bellagio. We usually sleep as little as possible our last night in Vegas. Not only do we end up with more waking hours in Vegas, but it makes it easier to sleep on a plane ride home. You can bring airplane bottles, or as we call them in Connecticut, nips, along with you. But make sure they are less than 3.4 ounces and in a quart-sized plastic bag. We usually only bring the Baileys if we are staying in a room with a coffee maker. You are not supposed to drink these in the airport, and it's federally illegal to serve yourself alcohol on a flight. You would be taking a big risk. The fines are huge because drunk passengers can cause serious disruptions. However, JetBlue will actually allow you to drink your own alcohol. They get around the law by serving you your own airplane bottles.
When walking around Vegas, we use a lighter book bag for our essentials. We usually have a Takaya or Contigo with an alcoholic beverage for those frustrating times when no waitress is in sight. I also have a Yeti holder I use occasionally. It's got this nice little strap on it. So you just do this, you put your cup in here, and then you don't have to worry about carrying it around all the time, and you don't have to worry about setting it down and walking away from it and then wondering where it is. Alright, We also have a light sweatshirt for the air conditioning in the casinos, which is always worse in the summer. If I'm wearing heels, you can bet that there are flip-flops or slip-ons in the book bag. We also have a portable charger along with multi-charging cords that can occasionally be plugged directly into the slot machines. The smaller 10,000 milliamp power bank is awesome because it will also act as a MagSafe wireless charger for our iPhones. During the warmer months, we also bring a portable neck fan that will help to keep us cool. Band-Aids can be useful, especially for ladies who attempt to walk around the city in heels, or husbands who buy flip-flops that don't fit them. Don't forget the ibuprofen, decongestant medicine for the drier air, heartburn medicine, lotion, and chapstick. Burt's Bees is our favorite chapstick, and we've had the best luck with CeraVe moisturizing cream for the dry skin.
As far as our main luggage, we always use Travel Pro Elite spinners. I wait for an open box on Amazon because you can still register them for a lifetime warranty, which even covers damage from the airline. On a hard surface, you barely need to nudge it before the magnetic wheels seem to mysteriously start gliding along. Yeah, you could see how easy that is to push around. This is appreciated when you hotel hop like us. The only downside is, if you are on any incline at all, it will inevitably start rolling along. Of course, we bring along your basic toiletries, like your deodorant, toothbrush, razors, toothpaste, and cologne and perfume. Two of my absolute favorites are Dolce & Gabbana The One and the Acqua di Gio. I don't really sweat forgetting anything though, because there is always a CVS or Walgreens nearby. Now, there's even a Target on the strip. I also bring this compact wireless charger, which even pops up to put the Apple Watch on. It's nice to have because sometimes you're so exhausted by the time you get back to your room that you can't be bothered to actually plug in your phone. Yeah, you usually regret that decision in the AM because you're going to want a full battery to use while you are out all day. As far as your budget goes, you really can spend as little or as much as you want in Vegas. The best thing is just to plan your budget and, more importantly, stick to it. If you tend to be more impulsive with your money, having an envelope each day with a set amount is a great way to stay on track and not give in to all the countless temptations that Las Vegas has to offer. This way you won't be broke your last day or two in Vegas like I was my first trip 20 years ago.
Bathing suits and flip-flops are essential for pool days. Reefs have been the most comfortable ones, especially when walking around the strip. You could even bring an inner tube if you're staying at the Mandalay Bay or MGM, where you can float along the lazy river. Some other things we usually pack in our pool bag are hats, sunglasses, a book, and a drink. We've had the best luck sneaking our drinks into MGM properties. But you don't really need to sneak them in, you're allowed to bring them in.
You are?
At MGM, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Since when?
Since always. I mean, you can't bring like a cooler full of beer, but you can bring like a drink in, yeah.
I didn't know that was allowed.
Yeah, don't try it at Caesar's properties. They won't even let you bring in a
Empty container.
cup.
Stupid.
Anyways, we know everyone says dry heat, but it still feels scorching hot. We bring this portable humidifier to help with the dry air in the room. I bring a bath bomb or two because it's great to relax in the soaking tub after an exhausting night out. I also bring a Bluetooth speaker so I can turn up the brown noise when I sleep. That comes in handy when it comes to loud neighbors, clubs, or even a noisy night out on the strip. It's also nice to have a decent speaker to listen to music when you're getting ready for the night. I use these packing cubes, which help keep things organized, especially if we're hotel hopping. If you're a travel newbie, having travel bottles that screw instead of flip have less of a chance for spillage. We usually wrap anything that has the potential to leak everywhere in a small plastic bag just in case. We do prioritize comfort over looks in Vegas, and while we do have our nicer outfits, the majority of our clothes are focused on being cozy. During the summer months, I usually wear flowy skirts and dresses. During the cooler months, I'm normally wearing yoga pants, sweaters, and jackets. Also, I would suggest a crossbody purse for all the ladies. I invested in something I discovered called a bandolier. It's a phone case with card holders on the back with a crossbody strap.
Why did you invest in that, Sarah?
Because I'm pretty sure I set down my phone while getting my tip money out while playing slots at the Mirage last April, and someone walked off with my 3-month-old phone. We wasted about 2 hours chasing them around the strip using the Find My iPhone app and my Apple Watch, but we never recovered it. Good times.
That was fun. Some of my favorites are my Psycho Bunny loungewear t-shirts. Not many people know they are supposed to be pajamas. They are cheaper and comfier than normal t-shirts. Even if you always like to dress up, you will want something comfy to wear around a hotel room, and usually those items won't take up much weight or space in the suitcase. Most of my hoodies, shorts, and sweatpants all have zippers to secure my personal items. I love these Lululemon shorts and these O'Neill hoodies. They're thin and have zippers. That's a pretty rare find. If you guys know of any companies with some comfy thin hoodies with zippers, please let me know, because I'm always looking for them. Same thing, sweatpants. It's not an easy find. A fold-up cooler is nice to have if your room won't provide a fridge. A portable steamer can make getting those wrinkles out much easier than an iron. To-go cups are handy if you're going to go somewhere and don't want to lug around a Contigo or Yeti, or you don't have a holder like she showed you earlier. Even though it's a bit extreme for us, there are those coffee lovers that will purchase a cheap coffee maker for the room and just toss it or give it away when their trip ends. We bring a hamper bag to keep our dirty clothes separate. We also bring along a couple of high wattage power adapters. High wattage power adapters with these multi-charging cables that we showed you earlier. If you don't know anything about technology, just keep in mind these smaller USB-C connections usually charge a lot faster than the wider USB-A connections. Most importantly, you are never going to plug it in the wrong way. Lastly, and what I feel to be your most important item is not just comfy shoes, but shoes that are comfortable walking long distances in. Even just walking out of your hotel room can be quite the trek. These Adidas have served me well, even though our puppy got a hold of them. You don't want to gamble and use brand new shoes that aren't broken in, because if you get a blister, that is going to nag you the rest of your trip.
If you're flying Delta, you will probably want some wired headphones for the in-seat entertainment. We also bring along a headphone splitter in case we want to enjoy a movie at the same time. We always try to book the aisle and window seats, hoping to get the entire row to ourselves. If the center seat does get booked, it's usually not hard to convince someone to switch from the middle seat to an aisle or window, especially when we always give them the choice. It's a good idea to download music to your phone so that you can still listen to it on airplane mode. If you like to drink, you can always ask for a double on the flight. We use our yearly $250 incidental credit from our American Express Hilton Aspire for drinks and our extra bag fee.
Let's get into the dark side of Vegas and things you need to be aware of. There are lots of homeless, buskers, pickpockets, and hotel door pushers. Even when things seem harmless and you just take a free CD or a picture, the shakedown for money afterwards can quickly get ugly. Furthermore, these buskers do not work for the casinos, and the feather girls are not the actual Vegas showgirls. My mistake, my first trip. If you do want to take a picture, then just be sure to get a price before taking it, unless you hate money. Door pushers will go around hotels and just push on doors to see if any are completely shut and steal what they can. This is less of a concern in hotels where you need to show your hotel key to get up to the elevator. But just always be sure to pull your hotel door shut. While it is usually safe to travel alone on the Strip, it can get extremely sketchy anywhere off the Strip, and you should probably not walk alone after dark. You also want to avoid any scammers running any street games. If you hear someone saying they just played and won $50, you can bet they're in on it too. On and around the Strip, you will come across lots of promoters trying to get you to sign up for timeshares. Even though it always sounds like such a great deal, just about everyone regrets suffering through one of those with their vacation time. Our go-to response is, no thanks, our plane leaves in a few hours.
The Strip is about 4 miles long and Fremont Street is a few miles north of the Strip. Some of the larger resorts you could spend your entire trip exploring the theme, dining, bars, and shopping and never leave. Everyone is here for a good time, and sometimes it feels like you're on a different planet. Most of the resorts have various themes such as Italian, Roman, Egyptian, European, Hollywood, Parisian, pirate, New York, flamingo, and medieval. If you smell something funny in the resorts, don't panic and think that COVID is messing with your senses. Just about all the resorts pump scented oxygen into the air to help with the unpleasant smells such as smoke. Nevertheless, the original reason is to keep gamblers awake and gambling. This is also why you will find it is often a maze to get out of a casino with no signs of clocks or windows anywhere to remind you that it just might be time to go.
Nowadays, you can usually use an app to check in digitally. The upgrade offers may be limited, but it is sure nice to know your room is ready before you even get off the plane. The check-in lines can get painfully long in Las Vegas. If you get the MGM credit card, you do get to use the VIP check-in line. Usually you could get your digital room key right on the phone as well. If you're using the normal room keys, always ask for a few extras. Too many times have we made it all the ways up to our room only to realize all of our room keys have stopped working. We do always skip the electronic check-in though, because we want a better chance to be upgraded. For those of you who don't know what the $20 trick is, it is when you put $20 between your credit card and license as a tip for the front desk. If you don't tip, 95% of the time, you're going to get a higher room or a view as your upgrade. If one is available, usually you can get upgraded to a better view or higher floor without the bribe. Tipping between $20 and $50 we've noticed will get you better upgrades though. Just about every time we tip $50, they're on the phone getting authorization or seem to be going that extra mile to see what's available. It's extremely rare to see a clerk get on the phone with their manager without a tip. I don't just ask for a complimentary upgrade. I make sure to specifically ask if a complimentary upgrade to a suite is available. I'd say almost half the time we get upgraded to some type of suite. A couple of the best were the salon suite at the Wynn and a suite with a massage table at the Venetian. We've also been upgraded to suites with pool tables, and all of these have been with no extra charges at all. If we can't get a suite, my next request is a corner room. Getting 2 different views of the Strip is such a treat. Some places will push your money back to you, and some will take the money whether they can help you or not. Hey, gambling is a part of Vegas. If you check the price of these upgrades, you are usually coming out way ahead, even if it only works a fraction of the time. Using the trick on weekdays and shorter stays also has a huge impact on how well the trick works. Even the timing of the day will impact your results, as you want to wait until most of the suites are checked out for the day, but not so late where they have sold them all. If you have already prepared to book a suite, then you may want to take another gamble. The rates are always going to be a lot cheaper to upgrade while you are checking in. Just remember, some of the hotels do sell out on convention weeks and weekends, so you do run the risk of not being able to upgrade at all. One last thing to be aware of when checking in is that if you use a credit card, they put a hold for incidentals, whereas if you use a debit card, they actually withdraw the funds for the incidentals until it's usually refunded at the end of your stay. When you arrive, you can always check out the Pay It Forward Facebook group. People post when leaving things in the ice room or right outside their room after their trip. We usually only consider picking up these items if they are still sealed, just to be on the safe side. One of our first missions is to buy some alcohol at the nearest CVS, ABC, or Walgreens to keep in a room. We usually treat ourselves to some of our favorites like Hendrick's, Belvedere. It's still a lot cheaper than drinking at the bars and restaurants. Remember, you can drink outside in Vegas as long as it's not in a glass container.
If you aren't in the mood for walking the Strip or want to get somewhere faster, you can take a cab or rideshare from your hotel to your destination. Every hotel has designated spots for rideshares and cabs, even at the airport. They may both be in the same area or different spots. You can just follow the signs that say Uber, Lyft, cabs, or rideshare. A couple of big no-nos on the Strip are trying to hail a cab and jaywalking. Lyft and Uber prices can be drastically different, so we often check both. Out there, it can take forever just to get across the street. For that reason, we usually go with rideshares because you are charged by the distance and not time. The cabs are not as sketchy as they used to be, but you'll probably want to have cash because the cabs charge a significant surcharge to pay with a credit card. There's also the Deuce double-decker bus, Las Vegas monorail, and some trams, all of which we avoid for the most part. We know a lot of people recommend the Deuce because it's the cheapest, but the risk of running into sketchy people and the extra stops along the way really aren't worth the few dollars you are saving. Just consider it another gamble if you do take the bus out there, especially if you are doing it later in the night. We occasionally use the Crystal Shops tram. We usually just try to leave super early in the direction of wherever we have plans. Just walking the Strip is a great experience in itself. We end up saving a few dollars, and we get to explore things that we surely would have missed otherwise. The sunrise is on the Paris side of the Strip, so it's shaded in the morning. Because the Strip has numerous pedestrian walkways going up and over the Strip on the Bellagio side, the Paris side is also usually the quicker side to walk along. It has less of those pedestrian bridges and more crosswalks along the middle portion of the Strip. You can get some great views of the sun setting over Caesars and the mirage from the Venetian bridges.
Sure, most of Vegas is cheesy and glitzy, but that does not make it any less mesmerizing. Here are some things you absolutely should see, just in case you never make it back. The Bellagio Conservatory, which changes with every season. And even though it's not a must-see, the largest chocolate fountain is going to be just around the corner. Just don't be expecting Willy Wonka. Of course, the dancing fountains at the Bellagio are Las Vegas. In a place where it is constantly out with the old and in with the new, I can't imagine the fountains ever going away. The Forum shops at Caesars with the spiral escalators is quite a sight. The High Roller was the tallest Ferris wheel in the world until recently, but it does have a happy hour option with all-you-can-drink alcohol for the half-hour ride. The Strat can be a heart-stopping experience. Insanity is my favorite of the 3 rides on top of the building. It's a slow kiddie ride, but dangling 1,000 feet in the air looking down at the city is going to do things to your heart. If it's still not enough of a thrill for you, you can always sky jump off the Strat as well. It's the only one in North America and the highest in the world. If you say you have dinner reservations, you can often sneak up to the viewing decks for free. There's an indoor and an outdoor viewing deck, and that's 1,000 feet up. Don't forget to do these at night when you can marvel at all the Vegas lights. The Grand Canal shops with the Sistine Chapel painted on the ceiling is yet another place you just gotta see before you leave. While at the Palazzo and Venetian, you might as well walk across the bridge to discover the beauty and charm of the Wynn. The Wynn has always just put me at peace with its exotic feel. Okay, on to the things you should check out Sunday. Area 15 with Omega Mart and Data Mosh can be an all-day experience, just off the strip. We got there before it opened in the AM and did not leave until 7 or 8 in the evening. Head downtown to get a feel for what Vegas used to be like. If you enjoy people watching, then this is the place to be. Everything is cheaper and several old-style casinos are closer together. The Viva light show covers the entire street and you will often find free concerts nightly. One casino that is by no means old-style Vegas is Circa. The 21 and over 2-story casino with the largest Vegas sportsbook is in itself unique. The heated Circa pool is our favorite pool spot in Vegas with a 143-foot screen and 6 warmly heated pools. If you visit, they do allow you to bring one drink into the pool area. That is significant when all the drinks at the pool are $20. Trust us, if we are packing a bathing suit when we are just visiting downtown, then the pool really has to be something special.
Okay, back onto the strip. The Coca-Cola, Hershey's, M&M, and Stupidiotic stores are fun to shop at and are all fairly close to each other. The 3-story chandelier bar at the Cosmo is another sight to behold. Try their secret verbena drink for another experience you won't forget. The Flamingo Habitat and Mandalay Bay Aquarium are neat little places to take a break from the hustle of the strip. The New York roller coaster is a great ride that starts in the arcade. Tea time at Waldorf Astoria has always been a favorite of ours. The Tiki Bar off the strip is a great place to have some drinks. Just be aware that even though it may have a bit of a Disney feel, it's not kid-friendly. I do like bringing home their stirrers, which are great for coffee or drinks. You gotta go check out the Luxor. I mean, how many places are gonna have a pyramid-shaped resort? Topgolf is another great place to check out, and no, you don't have to be a golfer to have a great time there. It even has a couple of pools. Don't have enough to do? You can always go to the Hoover Dam if you want to stare at a concrete wall. Okay, we're obviously not nature lovers, but we hear the Grand Canyon, Red Rock, 7 Magic Mountains, and Valley of Fire are amazing. You have the Eiffel Tower experience, which we don't love because the viewing deck is a caged area. You can check out the dueling pianos at Harrah's or the Tipsy Robot at Miracle Mile shops, which makes your drinks with robotic arms. Or you can go get lost in the Fashion Show Mall. There are -5 ice bars where everything from the chairs and glasses are made out of ice. There's also the Lost Spirits Distillery, Container Park, Ethel's Chocolate Factory, Mob Museum with a speakeasy in the basement. You also have the Marvel's Avengers Station at Treasure Island or ride a zip line. There is Madame Tussauds Wax Museum at the Venetian. You could even check out the Neon or Pinball Museums. You could always rent a supercar to cruise the strip. Is going slower more of your pace? You can take a gondola ride at the Venetian. Take a picture at the famous Vegas sign, or see a game or show at the T-Mobile Arena or Allegiant Stadium. There is the Bellagio Gallery of Fine Art, Akab Art Gallery at the Crystal Shops, and the Ellen Belatova just outside of the Crystal Shops. That's Joey's favorite place for art. There are also several stores throughout the malls like Peter Lick Gallery at Caesars, where I feel like I should be paying for an art exhibit. Even just grabbing a foot massage at the foot spa can feel amazing when you are not used to walking around this much.
There are literally hundreds of great places to eat in Vegas. Use the Yelp app if you don't have a plan. The food is genuinely my favorite part of Vegas. I would definitely make reservations if there is a place you don't want to miss out on. Even though there are a ton of restaurants, many of them get completely booked for weeks. If you don't have a reservation, you can always try and sit at the bar, where they often have a full menu. Just about all the bars and restaurants are first come, first serve. We do this often, even at our local restaurants, because you are pretty much guaranteed decent service when the bartender is being right there. The buffets are a different breed in Vegas. The Bacchanal buffet at Caesars is unmatched. The Wynn would be our next favorite, then the Cosmo, and then the Bellagio. The Bacchanal and Wynn are almost an experience in themselves. Most of the other buffets in Vegas are quite ordinary, especially when compared to these two. We always try to get in as breakfast turns to lunch or lunch turns into dinner, for the better price.
We highly suggest you find cheaper spots to eat and never eat at a place you can visit anytime in your hometown, unless you want to just experience what it's like to order a wine or Twisted Freeze with alcohol at Taco Bell Cantina. Some of our favorite cheaper eats are Buddy V's at Harrah's for a slice of pizza, or Dirt Dog at the Grand Bazaar Shops for a hot dog and Mexican corn, otherwise known as elote. You may want to wake early for Egg Slut at the Cosmo because the line gets long, but Suns Out Buns Out at Resorts World has similar food with a line that moves a lot quicker. In-N-Out at the Link for animal-style burgers and fries is always delicious. If you love this place as much as we do, they do have a corporate store over by the Tropicana. There's also a Shake Shack at New York, but we quit going there because they built one in Virginia Beach. We love the Phil Montague at Earl of Sandwich, which, by the way, is open 24 hours. Almost every sandwich we've had there is great, and you can also download their app for deals. Most of these trips were must-visits every trip until that list got way too long. Bouchon Bistro has a $5 coffee and croissant special right outside the Venetian. You can also grab a decent $5 breakfast at La Salsa Cantina or Ocean One at the Miracle Mile Shops. Ocean One also has okay $5 lunch specials, but more importantly, 3 for $10 stronger drinks will help you forget about the taste of those lunch specials. I definitely go for breakfast instead of lunch. For what it is, though, it is great. Sitting at the bar can be a good time, and don't forget that you can always take your third drink to go. We try to share most of our food, which allows us to watch the budget and try so many more things. These places can be cheaper depending on what you order. There's Gillies at Treasure Island, which has comfort food. Grimaldi's at the Palazzo might be our favorite pizza spot. If you sign up for the rewards program, you might be able to get a free birthday pizza, but I think you do have to order something during the year in order to redeem that birthday pizza. Hash House, A Go-Go at the Link, and Peppermill both have some ridiculous portions, both places we prefer for breakfast. Maggiano's at Fashion Show has a happy hour, outdoor seating, and they also have an app for discounts. But be careful because some of their portions are large as well. Nacho Daddy also has larger portions, and you can't go wrong adding the filet mignon. We did not enjoy the downtown location nearly as much as the Miracle Mile location. True Food Kitchen at Caesars is one of our all-time favorite places. They have all the healthy food and it has been delicious. Even the cocktails have been superb. This is yet another place where you can download the app. True Food never seems to be busy, and we sure hope it sticks around.
Okay, moving up in price. Esitorio Milios at the Venetian has great lunch specials. We really enjoy Scarpetta at the Cosmo. Chica at the Venetian has a nice happy hour. Speaking of food happy hours, Herbs and Rye, and even though it's a little off the strip, has a happy hour with half off steaks. 50% off your steaks daily in case you missed that. Hugo Cellar is a nice downtown steakhouse at the Four Queens where the ladies get a rose. Sometimes you can get a discount for Hugo Cellar at Tix for Tonight. Mon Amagabi at Paris is a favorite for just about every Vegas regular. We do prefer the breakfast and always wait for the patio, where it's a great view of the fountains and doubles as one of the best spots for people watching. Okay, Moving on to some places that can get out of hand quickly if you are not careful. Hell's Kitchen at Caesars or Gordon Ramsay Steak at Paris for the beef Wellington and toffee pudding. I would never order toffee anything anywhere, but that dessert is simply superb. We actually prefer the atmosphere and seating upstairs in the booths at Gordon Ramsay Steak. The Eiffel Tower restaurant was another fabulous dinner with a view. Mayfair at the Bellagio is our favorite dinner spot right now. It's a bit old-fashioned with jazzy entertainment on stage. Even steeper in price than all these is Joel Robuchon at MGM, where the breads and desserts come out on carts for your choosing. Our bill with only one $80 bottle of wine was just over $700. Yeah. And just so you know, there are places like the Mansion at MGM which are even more expensive than that.
Whether you gamble or not, you should always sign up for the free players cards. MGM Rewards and Caesars Rewards are the best two to sign up for because they cover a majority of the Strip casinos. Most of them have some type of sign-up bonus. You can charge everything to your room and you will surprisingly get hotel offers just from that for years. You could always download an app or watch a YouTube tutorial on how to play any of the casino games. None of them are terribly hard to learn because they want to make it as easy as possible for you to give them money. Now, I know just about everyone who knows anything about Vegas recommends never playing at the airport because of the odds. Well, not so fast. If you are playing slots, then chances are you don't care too much about all those odds in the first place. I mean, you want to do your share to help build this glitzy city, right? The odds are only marginally worse, and it's more time during your vacation you could be enjoying yourself. You're taking what otherwise is a miserable part of the trip and making it enjoyable. Now, to be clear, we are only giving the approval on this if you are waiting for your flight. If your luggage is ready, then have a little patience and wait until you get to the Strip to start gambling, where you not only have better odds, but a better atmosphere, vibe, and of course, the free cocktails. Don't forget to ask for a water with those cocktails. Some places like Aria and the Cosmo will even give you Fuji water if you ask. You can always take your sweet time between bets, which will allow you to get more free drinks. You do not even have to bet on every single roulette spin or roll of the dice. My favorites are the slots. Maybe the odds are worse than the table games, but I feel like my money usually lasts longer. I can also play sparingly in the mornings until I can get a Bailey's coffee. Heck, sometimes Joey only spins when the cocktail waitress is around so he can get some free drinks and keep his seat. Just be careful if you see penny slot machines and press max bet. Sometimes you could be betting $5 a spin. It can often be cheaper just to play a 25-cent machine where you are only betting 3 lines and 75 cents a spin. Most of these games you can win grand jackpots of $10,000 or more with a bet around $1. Just remember, if it is a jackpot machine, that your money will usually dwindle away that much quicker.
You will notice the drink service is much better for the table games, and if not, you can always bug the dealers to request a waitress. You can always just bet the pass or don't pass line and learn the game and get free drinks. One of the ways I help our comps is to always shuffle plenty of chips in my hand. Throughout the session, when I reach for my phone or drink, I discreetly slip a green chip into my pocket. Inevitably, when I color up at the end of my session, it always helps our numbers. If you're trying to help your comps while playing slots, I try not to use my card for quicker sessions. I try to dedicate separate days for each reward card. This will usually help with your average daily theoretical win or loss, which is one of the biggest things casinos look at when calculating your comps. We also play a lot of roulette. You need to avoid the 000 tables, which give players terrible odds, almost as bad as her slots. The high limit areas do have some single roulette 0 tables with better odds and drink service. We like to cover about 80% of the numbers. This makes it look like we are recklessly betting our money on every spin. Even at the high roller room, you can spread it out over the numbers and easily exceed that $100 minimum bet. You will have some major swings, but in the long run, you should only be losing about 3% with that single 0 table. We normally will play as long as we are winning, or if we lose 2 or 3 spins in a short time frame. If you are not gambling, you can often find free water at the fitness center. The table limits are usually cheapest in an AM, especially at the cheaper casinos. You almost never see $5 tables anymore, and even $10 seem to be slipping away. The machines usually have the lowest minimums, but you are almost never rated at those games. However, we do still play them for a good time, and of course, the drinks. The Bellagio is my favorite poker room. It's smoke-free, and you can always order food at the table. If you are playing higher limits, they do allow you to call ahead and put your name on a waiting list. The Bravo app is great for checking the live games and tables at just about all the casinos. Sports betting is another great way to have a bet last for hours. Every casino has a sports book where you can place those wagers. You can always keep an eye on the games while exploring the strip because the games are on just about all the casinos and bars and all the TVs.
We've already discussed alcohol throughout the video. I would try not to drink too heavy, which may cause you to waste your vacation hours trying to recover. Funny enough, there are IV trucks to help you and places to go to help you recover. Open containers are allowed on the strip, but glass is not. Try to buy from ABC, CVS, Stage Door, Target, or Walgreens. Some people even stop at Walmart, Lee's Liquor Store, Costco, or Total Wine on their way to their hotel. Happy hours will always save you money. Blondie's at Planet Hollywood has a happy hour daily from 3 to 6 and 9 to midnight. With $20, all you can drink well cocktails or domestic drafts. Flights in the same shopping center has different $10 flights depending on the time of day and $2 shots from 6 p.m. until close. Rock House at the Venetian has happy hour from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. with 2 for $8 cocktails. They also have a 100-ounce south of the border cocktail for $65. There are so many places we like to drink like Sky Bars. There is Sky Bar at Waldorf Astoria, Skyfall at Mandalay Bay, and the Legacy Club at Circa. Also 108 drinks, 108 floors up on the Strat. It's higher than all of these. There are speakeasies like the 1923 Prohibition Bar at Mandalay Bay, Parlor Room at Park MGM, Here Kitty Kitty at Resorts World, Barbershop and Ghost Donkey both at the Cosmopolitan. There are also some speakeasies downtown like the Downtown Cocktail Lounge, Laundry Room, and Underground. You can get a massive cocktail with candy at I Love Sugar in the Link Promenade. The Chandelier Bar and Vanderpump at Caesars are beautiful places to grab a drink. Circa is quickly becoming famous for its bars, and the flair bartender outside should be in a circus. There is also a carnival bar outside of the Harrah's, but this seems to be a hit or miss. Check Groupon where you can find various deals for entertainment and massages. You can often find a deal where you can check out some of the premier clubs and not wait in that terrible line. You can also find great deals at freevegasclubpasses.com. If you don't want to hustle for club passes, you could split a table minimum with some friends so that you have your own space and VIP treatment. Not only do you get to skip the lines to get into the club, but they will also escort you past the line to the bathroom. Typical Vegas, they are of course expecting tips. Well, this is Sin City, and if you're going to a strip club, they will provide free transportation if you just give them a call.
Vegas.com is a great site to use to research your entertainment and buy tickets. We usually try to use one of the Ticks for Tonight locations on a strip for cheaper tickets closer to the show dates. Most of the theaters are on the smaller side, so you don't need to pay for the best tickets to have a great view of the show. I usually just try for the middle of the theater where you have a nice view of everything. Our favorite show is Absinthe at Caesars. Some of our favorites are Atomic Saloon at the Venetian, Ka at MGM, Michael Jackson 1 at Mandalay Bay, Mystere at Treasure Island, where I got pulled up and brought backstage. If you look close in our intro, you can see the creepy adult-sized baby behind me in a dark backstage picture. Shin Lim is the magic show to go see. Seeing a hypnosis show is a cheap and hilarious experience. Yes, most of the shows are stupid expensive, but many of them are nights you will never forget. Did we miss anything? I'm sure we missed a lot. Learning about Vegas is a lot like learning about life. The more you know, the more you realize how little you know. We know this video was a lot to take in. We will eventually make detailed reviews on just about all the places we mentioned.
This video really has the heart of what we are trying to do with our channel. We want to show everyone all the wonderful ways to enjoy the city that feels like our second home. And we hope you have an amazing time out there in fabulous Las Vegas. Stay fabulous!